Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a great day today. Today I'm going to be talking about another one of Gary Paulsen's book titled Brian's Winter. Now, for some of you that don't know what Brian's Winter is it's another one of those adventure survival books which follows the story Hatchet that Gary Paulsen originally wrote. But here's the twist about this story. It is an alternative story into what would have happened to Brian had the transmitter that he recovered from the plane in the Hatchet story, had he not activated it. This is going to tell the story of how he would have survived the harsh winters in the Canadian wilderness. Whole different story from surviving the summer time like he did in the Hatchet story. Okay, we now know that. After reviewing this book, I'm going to award this a good 4 out of 5 stars. Let's begin why. First, I like how the story begins as right after Brian recovers the emergency bag from the plane. He gets all the same items that he had in the Hatchet story, looks through it, sees what he has. The only difference is he doesn't activate the radio transmitter to call the plane. This time, he's got to now learn more and how to survive in the winter time, which that's great to see because up north, you got the seasons all. Winter, spring, summer, fall. It's not like in the south where it's, hot year round or 9 months out of the year. I mean, up north, like in Canada, yes, you're gonna have some good summers, some springs, but winters, they're gonna be brutal. And this story really shows it right there. And it's really great how Gary Paulsen showed how Brian had to learn these traits to survive in that environment, even though he had no idea what he was up against or even how to survive the winter. Yeah, he survived the summertime, but winter, a whole different ball game. And it was interesting how he made Brian grow as a character in this story as he learns more traits and what he needs to do to survive the winter time, regardless of like wild animals that he has to conquer and snowstorms and a bunch of other stuff that the Canadian wilderness has to offer, because nature is a brutal place. That was really great. And I also enjoyed that he once again showed that just because you're only a kid or a boy or girl, whatever it is, a young person, doesn't mean you can't succeed and surpass things in life. You don't need to be an adult to make it or survive or be on your own. He shows it once again in this story that Brian, he's surviving on his own. He's only 13 years old. He had no idea anything about the wild, but yet he disciplined himself to learn it because he knew that if I don't learn how to survive, I'm going to be dead. It's as simple as that. So great work by Gary Paulsen, putting all those elements in this story and really exposing the wildlife and the survival techniques that are presented within the story, and even gives people an idea of like, hey, if I'm ever out in the wilderness, these are some good ways that I can survive. Or if I just want to go camping on my own for a week or so, these are also some good traits and ideas I can use. So that's great, Gary Paulsen. Really good with that. Also, yes, our main character, Brian Robertson, in here, he develops more, he grows, he learns how to be more of a successful survivalist in this story to make him more relatable and a character that we all enjoy. Because who doesn't like a character that succeeds all the time? We all want them to succeed. He does that. He fights no matter how bad the situation gets. I mean, he has to face wild animals. He even has to make a stronger bow because the one that he created was only used for basically hunting smaller game. He now has to hunt larger game because in the wilderness, in the wintertime, you need to have food to stock up. There's this part in there where he's got to hunt a freaking moose. And yeah, he does have a bit of a rough challenge and fight ahead, but he succumbs it in the end. And yes, he shows once again he's growing. He's becoming more of a man. He's not the same person that he was when he left his mom. He is turning into a strong human being that we can all look up to someday. That I always enjoyed about Gary Paulsen. He always creates these characters that people can look up to, especially the younger readers, which is exactly what his stories were made for. He's a young adult writer, and he does really good with that. So great work, Gary Paulsen, in bringing Brian Robinson more to a lifelike stamina. Just a quick basis is just like the wilderness, the adventure part of it. Yes, he does some traveling. He makes himself more of a better fort, like a snow fort, to keep the snow out and to insulate it more so he can keep like the heat inside and doesn't freeze to death at night. And along the way, yes, he has battles with animals and stuff. He even has a skunk that he finds that he befriends. And that's pretty much all I gotta say is it was fast paced. Enjoyed it all the way around. I'm into those types of stories, and if any of you like stuff like that, this is going to be a story just for you, and it's surely for those young adult readers. If any of you know them that are trying to get more into reading stuff, I'd recommend Gary Paulsen's books for sure, especially the Hatchet series. I'll try to be covering his other works throughout this channel, but right now, that's all I have to say about Brian's Winter, and I hope you all enjoy it and get time to read it because it's well worth it. Thanks guys for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, remember to hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button down below. I post videos every Friday, and I also try to post more throughout the week. Once again guys, thanks for watching, and remember, be safe and take care.